It started on one of those nights that felt too calm, like the air itself was holding its breath. The apartment smelled of basil and lemon, the kind of scent that usually meant comfort. But that night, it only made the silence louder. The clock blinked, 8:42 p.m. Leo should have been home an hour ago. He'd said he was watching the match with his friends. I believed him, because that's what you do when love convinces you that suspicion is poison. My phone buzzed on the counter. Unknown number. For a second, I thought of ignoring it. Then something, instinct, maybe dread, made me swipe. "Miss Harris?" The voice was calm, official. "This is Officer Dunn from the city police. I'm afraid Leo's been involved in an incident. He's stable, but you should come to St. Luke's Hospital." My grip on the phone slipped. "Stable?" I repeated, barely hearing myself. There was another victim as well. A woman. That word sliced through the quiet like broken glass. The drive to the hospital was a blur of headlights and panic. I barely remembered parking. The antiseptic smell hit before I saw him. Leo, bruised, bandaged, alive. Sitting beside him was a woman with a gash on her forehead. My stomach twisted, because I knew her. Maya, my younger sister. For a second, the world lost all color. "Maya?" My voice cracked. She froze. "Clara, it's not." But it was. Leo's eyes darted between us, guilt spilling faster than any words he could form. I didn't scream, didn't cry. I just stared, every heartbeat a countdown to something I couldn't yet name. "You were supposed to be at the bar," I whispered, "not in a car with my sister." Leo tried to speak. "Clara, please. Save it," I said. "You've already said enough without words." That night, I didn't sleep. My body was still, but my mind was a wildfire. Betrayal has a sound. It's the echo of laughter that turns fake in hindsight. Every memory of them replayed with new meaning. By sunrise, I wasn't crying anymore. I was planning. Revenge, I realized, isn't about rage. It's about control. For 3 days, I became a ghost inside my own apartment. I went through Leo's emails, receipts, credit cards, hotel bookings, gift purchases, message threads that started with, "Can we talk?" and ended with, "I can't stop thinking about you." I didn't shake. I documented. I cataloged. I prepared. Maya tried to text. Half apologies, half excuses. I left her on read. Silence was louder than any curse. By the end of the week, I had everything. Proof so detailed it could ruin them both. But I wanted more than exposure. I wanted them to feel the slow, choking weight of what they'd done. So I invited them to dinner. "Hey, sis," I said on the phone, keeping my tone light, almost affectionate. "Can we have dinner this weekend? I'm tired of all this tension." There was a pause, then relief in her voice. "Clara, I'd love that. Thank you." I smiled at the wall. Of course, family's everything, right? While she exhaled in relief. I was already drafting the guest list. Both families, a few friends. Even Leo's parents, who adored me. I titled the group text, "Family Peace Night." Peace, sure. Saturday came dressed like perfection. The table gleamed under soft lights. Crystal glasses lined like soldiers. The scent of roasted garlic filled the air, comfort as camouflage. When Maya arrived, she hugged me. I hugged her back, steady and composed. "You look good," she said. "So do you," I replied, my voice sugar smooth. "I'm glad you're here." Leo showed up 10 minutes later, wearing guilt disguised as charm. He kissed my cheek like a politician, mechanical, meaningless. My parents beamed, thinking reconciliation was blooming. They had no idea they were attending an execution. Dinner started normally. Small talk, laughter that didn't reach eyes. Maya avoided mine. Leo overcompensated. I let them. When the plates were full and the wine glasses topped, I stood, glass in hand. "Before we eat," I began, smiling, "I just want to thank everyone for being here. Tonight's about honesty." The word landed like a loaded gun. Leo shifted. "Clara, maybe." I lifted a hand. "Relax. I just want to share something." My thumb brushed my phone under the table. One tap. The living room TV flickered on behind me. First image, Leo and Maya outside a hotel, their hands entwined. Second, a message from him. I can't stop thinking about last night. Third, receipts, time-stamped and irrefutable. The table fell silent. The air thickened. My mother gasped. Maya's face went pale. Leo shot up from his chair. You had no right. Oh, I had every right, I said calmly. You built a fantasy on my back. I'm just showing everyone your craftsmanship. Maya sobbed. Clara, please, I'm sorry. No, I said. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference. The slideshow ended on an old photo. Me, Leo, and Maya on Christmas morning. We looked like a family. Allow frozen in pixels. I turned off the screen, set my phone down, and smiled. Dinner's served. No one moved. The only sound was the wine dripping from Leo's overturned glass. He finally spoke, voice trembling with anger. You've humiliated me. Humiliation, I said slowly, is the first honest emotion you've had in months. He slammed his fist against the table. Dishes rattled. You've gone too far. I tilted my head. No, Leo, you did. Maya's mascara streaked down her cheeks. Clara, please, you're my sister. I leaned closer. And you were sleeping with my husband. Family's funny that way. Her sobs filled the room. Leo muttered something about fixing it. I laughed, a dry, hollow sound. You can't fix what you buried. Then I picked up my glass, took a sip, and walked out. The night air hit like a baptism. Cold, clean, final. Behind me, the house erupted, shouts, crying, chaos. But I kept walking, my heels clicking against the pavement, like a metronome counting down the end of a marriage. For once, I wasn't the one left behind. The next morning felt strangely peaceful. I brewed coffee and watched sunlight flood the kitchen. The same kitchen where I used to wait for him. Now, it was mine again. When my lawyer arrived later that day, I handed him the folder. I want the divorce filed immediately, I said. And I don't want Maya within 50 feet of my assets. He flipped through the evidence, whistling softly. You've been thorough. I've been awake, I said. Clara, he added, with this much proof, we can go after emotional damages. I smiled. Perfect. Let's make sure Leo feels every ounce of what he handed me. That night, Leo showed up at my door. His voice through the wood was small. Clara, please, I made a mistake. Don't do this. I opened the door just enough to see the ghost of the man I'd loved, unshaven, hollow-eyed, desperate. You didn't make a mistake, I said quietly. You made a choice. He flinched. I still love you. I almost laughed. You love being forgiven. That's not the same thing. I've lost everything, he whispered. I met his gaze. No, Leo, you've finally earned it. Then I closed the door, slow, deliberate. The sound of finality echoing through the hallway. For a long moment, I stood there in silence. And for the first time in months, it wasn't suffocating. It was peaceful. Mine. I walked to the window, opened it wide, and let the night air in. The city lights blinked below like tiny promises of freedom. The woman staring back from the glass wasn't the same one who'd once believed in Leo's half-truths. Her eyes were sharper now, steady, unforgiving. I smiled at my reflection. You made it, I whispered. Months later, I moved to the coast, a small town where the ocean sounded like breathing. The first morning there, I sat at a cafe overlooking the water, the breeze tangled in my hair. A notebook lay open in front of me, pages filled with everything I'd survived. Leela, my oldest friend, joined me, sliding into the seat opposite. You look different, she said. I feel different, I replied. She studied me. Do you ever miss them? I stirred my coffee, watching the ripples fade. No, I miss who I thought they were, but I don't miss liars, she smiled softly. You turned your heartbreak into a masterpiece. I closed my notebook and stood, the sea wind catching my hair. They burned my peace, I said. So I burned their comfort. We walked along the shoreline, the waves washing over our feet, the sky wide and forgiving. Some betrayals destroy you. Others rebuild you into something untouchable. And me? I became the storm they never saw coming. Sometimes destruction is the only way to start over. I didn't win by breaking them. I won by refusing to stay broken myself. The storm passed, but I never forgot how it felt to stand in the rain and survive. Now, when I look at the horizon, I don't see what I lost. I see everything I finally became.